everyone, I'm Aveline. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having an amazing day. So, did manage to finish this in time on the, when was it? Oh, yesterday, so that was Wednesday. Tuesday? But this is the build that I wanted up. I ran out of time. When was it? No, not Tuesday, Wednesday. Apologies, Wednesday. My brother and my dad came by to fix a table, like a wall-mounted table for my kitchen because I have a very narrow kitchen. And haven't really had any like seating arrangements out there, if you will. And I don't know, the three of us could not get it to work at all. Like, it just wasn't working out at all. So it ended up taking a lot longer than it should have, and I ran out of time. So anyway, and then yesterday my brother was hounding me about playing Baldur's Gate because he gave it to me for my birthday, and so that was Wednesday last week, and we just haven't really. I think we've had one, like 4 hours to play total or something. So he was like, "What are we gonna play? What are we gonna play?" Like nonstop. And I was like, "Okay, let's just play." So it's actually a lot of fun. It's a great game. I'm having so much fun with it, but just haven't had a lot of time to play it either. But it's a great game. So I figured it would be okay if we just did the voiceover for this build today. But yeah, it's like a Scandinavian kind of inspired home. I think I found a picture on Pinterest as I usually do, and then I built a little bit. I built it differently than it was in the picture and just had some fun with it. I had so much fun building this house. I think for me, this is kind of, it's not like dream home material for myself, but I could definitely see myself living in this sort of interior and exterior as well, to be honest. Although, well, no, because I don't need a garden. I love plants, but I don't love gardening. The two are not the same. Like, you loving houseplants does not mean that you love gardening. I could talk about plants for I don't know how long. Like, I know a lot about houseplants, but when I go on a walk with or go for walks with my brother and my dad asks me about various trees, I'm like, I don't know. Like, the two are just not the same. So I think that counts for outdoors plants as well, like plants that you'd have in your garden. So personally, I don't think I need like a garden. I also think, first of all, and I think I've said this as well or replied with this a lot when people have asked me if I could build like my dream home. I'm an apartment person. I just I'm good with apartments, you know. Maybe if I found a place that was a little bit more sound isolated than this place. This is the problem when you want quiet. You know, you want quiet, but at the same time, you want to live in the city and you want to live in an apartment. You can't get both. So it's, I don't know. Okay, we're talking about dream homes though. I suppose I suppose we can change reality just a little bit, like pretend a little bit, dream a little bit, if you will. But yeah, so it's not a dream home for me personally, but I could definitely see myself living an interior kind of like this. I think it's it might be boring to some of you out there, but it's very me, and I had a lot of fun with it. So I hope you guys like it, but it might not cater to everyone. No build ever is going to cater to everyone, to be honest, but yeah. And no, still not using the medieval kit, whatever it's called. I don't think any of you are surprised about that, though. I have consistently stood by one statement here on the channel, just one statement, and that is that I am never going to build a castle. You're not gonna have me build a castle. At least I think that's the one statement I've stood by. There might be a couple of other ones, like I can't recall, but the one that I really remember saying over and over again is that I'm not going to build a castle. Whenever I ask for recommendations, I always say, don't say castle. I'm not building a castle. So it's just, I don't think you guys are surprised, right? I think what I've seen from the few pieces that I have finally like randomly come across in the build catalog while decorating or building a little bit, I think they look good. It's not my kind of content. It's not my kind of building. I like looking at them when other people build them. I don't like building them myself, and I think those are two completely different things. So I don't know. I don't want to take it on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do it. So it's just not going to happen. I want to build things that I like building instead of houses that I'm going to find super frustrating to decorate, for example. I'm a fantasy girl, but like in The Sims, I'm very much not, you know? It's actually polarizing. Like, there's a word for that, but I can't remember what it is. Is it a paradox? No, that's not what it is. Wait, I need to Google. Hold on. I think paradox might actually work. Like when you like two completely different things, right? So fantasy, love fantasy. Like I would live in Lord of the Rings as long as I go nowhere near all the bad people because I would not survive. But I would live in Lord of the Rings, okay? I would live in that world. Okay. But wait, okay, maybe not specifically that world, but it's too dangerous, okay? Let's just realistically, I want to survive. If I choose somewhere to live, I would want to go to a place where I could survive, and I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't. But same time, like I prefer very like contemporary, also like newer modern houses, you know, in The Sims, like paradoxes. It's just a thing. You're not gonna make me build a castle. It's okay. I just enjoy everyone else building castles. I'm sure they're doing a freaking amazing job at it, by the way. We're just gonna stick to what we like over here, which unfortunately is not castles, but little box houses that look kind of Scandinavian. I still miss, like, you saw me before trying to get that roof kind of the roof window, you know, the A-shaped roof window, trying to get it to work, but it just wasn't in this house. I need more windows like that because that would do so much for houses like this with this like A-shaped roof. It would it would be so good to have those windows. So we need more of those. I know you can get CZ. I don't really use CC, at least not like I've been kind of contemplating a little bit, but it would have to be like an extra house now and then because I don't want to alienate any of you guys that play on console either, or those of you who don't necessarily have computers that are good enough to handle all of that CC. So I don't know. It's like kind of like it's a funny subject, or like a funny I forgot what the word is, but I have not slept in like ages, so remembering words is difficult today. Okay, not slept, but we talked about the last time. It's fine. So yeah, but yeah, CC is kind of like, it's a difficult one to approach because there's a lot of people out there that love CC, but then you have the people that literally will never use any CC ever. And so I don't know. I still want to make sure that my houses are usable for all of you, so it's a little bit difficult, but I'd also like to check it out now and then, you get what I mean? Like I have a little bit in my game actually from my friend Hey Harry, or Sam as I call her. I have a little bit of it in my game, and I've been kind of like scouting a little bit, if you will, but yeah, I don't know. Undecided. Know that it's a bit of a difficult one to approach, but we'll see. Actually, I think I forgot to say some very important things about this build. So, because I'm completely out of practice, but this is built in Windenburg on a 40 by 30. It's in the forest area, and it's actually only for 2 people, or for 2 Sims. I felt like you could possibly have fitted in more bedrooms than that, but I just felt like I didn't want to make the, you'll see when we get to the upstairs, because the floor plan would have ended up being a little bit funky if I had to split it up, or I would have had to change the placement of the windows, and I just really liked how they looked from the exterior, so I ended up not doing that. So it's actually only for 2 Sims, which for a 40 by 30 is not a whole lot. But I also, one thing I like doing sometimes is, especially when you play with terrain tools, which we are doing a little bit in today's build, as you saw when we were playing around with the exterior, I like just building on a bigger lot, and then the house itself is not necessarily like appropriately sized for the lot, if you will, but you have a lot of space to play around with when it comes to landscaping and stuff, and I like that. So especially when using terrain tools. And so the house itself is actually not that big. It's a fairly medium-sized house, I would say. For a 40 by 30, it might even look small, but I feel like it works, and I think it's okay as well. Just take it as like either just a single person living here, living their best life, or maybe it's just a couple, maybe they don't want kids, or they haven't gotten to that point in their life yet, you know? You could even fit in very easily, you could fit in some beds, but also food bowls, I might say, arguably is a little bit more important for pets as well, so they could have some of those. I didn't place any of those in, but there's plenty of room for it. So, but I don't know, I felt like it would just work out fine if it was just for 2 Sims as well, or just one. It could be for a single sim as well, you know? I feel like very often when I create houses, I'm in the mindset that I need to build houses that can room as many sims as possible. And so they often turn into like the houses, or not the houses, but the rooms often turn into these like very small, cramped bedrooms. And I like how that looks as well. But it's nice to just have a little bit more space as well sometimes, if you get what I mean. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just because when I used to play the game, because I don't really play the game. I build. I haven't played the game for a while. I think I've just kind of learned that when it comes to like playing, I'm more of like a fantasy kind of, there we go with the fantasy again, but I'm more like a fantasy games kind of gal. But I love the creative aspect to Sims. I love the building aspect to the Sims. I even like playing dress up in Create a Sim as well, which I've done quite a lot here on the channel. I just don't really do the gameplay thing. It's not necessarily for me. But when I did, I wanted to make sure that I had as many Sims in my world as I could possibly fit in there. So I needed all the houses that had like 8 beds. So you could have as many Sims in your neighborhood as possible. And so I think when I started building, and also just like up until now as well, but still now, I'm very often in the mindset that I need to make sure that I have room for as many Sims as possible in my houses. So, you know, you guys as well, if you download them, you can have as many Sims in your neighborhoods as possible. I actually think it adds a lot of lag, but like I don't fully know for sure. It's just like a feeling I have. It's a suspicion, if you get what I mean. But yeah, so I think that's one of the reasons that I keep doing that. But it's okay to like change it up now and then. You know what I mean? So, but we'll see what I can do with the next one. It'll probably be some kind of family home in some kind of size and with a little bit more color than this interior has, although I do love a good like grayscale with a little bit of brown in there kind of color scheme. It's just nice. This might look cold to some people, but to me it looks homey. Like, I don't know, we have different definitions of what of what cozy interior is, I suppose, but it's I think a lot of different things are cozy actually. So I don't think that it's not as black and white, if you get what I mean. But this sort of interior definitely also kind of, I don't know, and it has its own charm. I can't explain it. It also looks like Scandinavia to me, so that's probably part of it. I will say, I actually, because I talked about the pillows in one of my last videos, because I hadn't tried them out yet. I can't remember what the kit is called, to be honest, I'm sorry. But there's a couple of pillows that you can now use. You do have to at least make them look their best. I use Tool to also place them down, and I know that not everyone can use Tool, but I just feel like the pillows are quite like, they look kind of funny if you just place them down. They look like they're standing up straight, and like, what pillow does that? Mine for sure don't. They fall down if I place them like that. Or not fall down, but they tip over, so I don't think I can place mine like the pillows in The Sims are naturally placed. So I'm using Tool a little bit to place them down. It doesn't really affect your house if you download this for console, by the way. Like, I'm pretty sure that it doesn't, but I had to play test it because I hadn't used them before, and I wanted to see if they were gonna block the couch for some reason, because then what's the point of having them if they do that? So I had to check, and they don't. Seemingly they don't. I think my sim actually sat down. It kind of clipped with her a little bit. So like she was kind of like the pillow doesn't move, you know what I mean? It's just kind of it doesn't move. So they're just clipping a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine. It's nice to just be able to add a little bit more decor to the couches, for example. I know the one that I used, it's the one from Desert Lux, and it's my favorite couch. Okay. I'm highly biased though. I just want to say like that should not come as a surprise. But it's the best couch in the game, okay? I stand by that fact. It's the best couch. So, we're going to stick to it. But it already has pillows. I just needed there to be a little bit more pattern to the pillows, if you will. So I decided to use the ones from the other kit, the one that I can't remember what it's called at the very moment. And I like how they looked. They have different patterns on them. So I was a little scared that they were gonna have that gold stripe on all of the swatches, because I'm not much for gold in my interior in general. I don't know what it is. I'm much more of a silver kind of gal. But luckily they don't. So I found a swatch that fit with me personally, and I think they look good where they are. I also placed one in one of the windows actually. So they have like a window seat. You might also have noticed, and this is what I kind of went in with I went all in with this is kind of like getting close to something like dream home interior. That's where I was at some point. I was like definitely closing in on that area, and I thought, you know what, let's just go all in on the books, because I freaking love books. Like, I love books so much. Okay, I love books. I don't know. I grew up in a home as well with like so many bookcases everywhere. My dad he still lives. Like, when I say he's retired. Okay, it's just it feels like every time I say was, it sounds wrong. So I just had to specify. But he was a history teacher. Now he's retired. And he has still so many history books, and but not just history books. He also has a lot of other books. Like, he just reads a lot. So I grew up in a house with so many books. And I've gotten comments before asking like, why did you place bookcases in hallways? Like, why are there bookcases everywhere in your in your houses? And I'm like, I don't know anything else. Okay. This is what bookcases make a home in my head, okay? Like, I can't help it. So yeah, I just went in all in on it. There's a lot of books in this house, but the Sims living in this home apparently just really love to read. And to be fair, I've gotten flack for not including a lot of skill building items either. But did you guys know that you can actually skill level? I know it's not the most interesting gameplay to look at, maybe, but you can actually. If you did not know, you can. You probably do. I'm just, yeah, you do, you definitely do. But just to be a little bit like, you know, you can actually level up your skills by reading books. I know. Mastermind move right there. Mastermind move. So all you gotta do is include a bookcase in your build. That's it. That's the key to everything. That's the key to books. It's books, okay? It's books. And apparently cement walls. I love that exposed. That was the weirdest pronunciation exposed that I've ever. It's fine. I love that exposed wall as well from Desert Lux. I'm totally not biased. I'm not biased at all. I actually gasped when they showed me that one. I was like, oh, they have that at the library here. They do. They do. Every time I go there, I don't go to the library very often. But when I go, it's because the library in my city is mixed with like it's kind of difficult to explain when I don't know the English word for them. But like the place they have to go to get your passport updated, for example, but also I had to go there as well when I moved back to Denmark from Scotland to Denmark. I had to go there and tell them, hey, I'm back in Denmark. I couldn't just write them. I had to actually go there. So it's these like things with the national system, if you will, that they also fix at the library. It's rather nice down there, actually. It's a very nice building. I well, yeah, let's just stick to that. It has its qualities. Okay, we're not gonna go into detail. It has its qualities, but it has this exposed cement wall in one of the, or maybe like several areas actually. And whenever I go, I'm always like, Mom, I just need a moment to look at the wall because it's a very nice wall. I really like that sort of like exposed cement. I hope cement is the right word actually, but now that I'm saying it, I'm not really sure. But that exposed brutalist wall, it's so nice. It looks so good. So when they showed it to me when we were doing the kit, I just remember gasping because it looks so good. It looks so good. So I've been using that quite a lot as well, but like it's a gorgeous wall. It's beautiful. But yeah, as for the landscaping, which I'll be honest, like I didn't fully know what to do exactly with the landscaping because with this one I kind of wanted it to be a little bit understated. I wanted it to look slightly realistic, so I really didn't want to overdo it. And I love overdone landscapings as well, as you guys probably know. Definitely an overdoer when it comes to the landscaping. In general, I'm definitely an overdoer. So this is like me actually practicing what's it called when you really try not to. This is me practicing that, and I think I did okay. Restraint. Yeah, that's what I meant. Practicing restraint. But I think I'm doing okay here. Definitely just like tuning it down a little bit. Just adding. I also didn't know what season to do this in because I actually wanted to do this during winter. It just happened to be fall when I started the build. But I knew while building that I wanted to change the season at some point, and I specifically wanted to change it to winter, but then I changed it to winter and it looked awful. So I changed it to summer again. But then I skipped ahead like 2 weeks in the game and everything went absolutely crazy. Like, I don't do that. If you have MCCC, I cannot recommend, okay? Just like 3 days at a time. I suddenly sat with like a 7,000 simoleon bill. There was do you see all those Sims walking outside the house? Like, it looked like they were going to a festival somewhere in the mountains, but like there's no festival in the mountains. There were 30 Sims on this road, I swear, at some point. Somewhere between 20 and 30, and also a ghost. And someone left a bike somewhere. So it actually sounds like a festival. But alas, no festival in Windenburg, as far as I'm aware, at least. Like, when I say festival, I mean a music festival. Because I know we have other ones in The Sims, but like specifically music. Yeah, there were just a lot of, there was a lot going on outside the window all of a sudden. And I was just like, I'm not doing that again. I'm just not doing that again. Also, yes, you can actually step over those. I'm pretty sure that I included a very short clip of my sim self walking over these rocks. So that was a pleasant surprise. That means we can actually use these more often for pathways. They look nice. They have a little bit of depth to them as well. See, she's walking on them just fine. So yeah, that was nice. They're from the debug catalog, in case you're wondering. I have never used them for this before, but they just looked exactly like I needed them to, so I decided to go for it. Anyway, we are actually getting to the end of the video. Sorry that I'm just gonna ramble on, or that I was about to. But if you guys, I say but in a really weird way today. I don't know what it is. It's fine. But if you guys want to download the house, you can find it on the gallery. My ID is AvelineYT, and you can also find it under hashtag Aveline or AvelineYT. And as always, the trade pass can be found over my Patreon, which will be linked to in the description box as well as in the pinned comment, where you can also find a link to my booktube channel. So if you'd like to go check it out, feel free to. But that is all I got for you guys today, so I hope you all enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff if you did, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Or leave a message at all. So I try to be patient, 'cause nothing's written on the wall. Yeah, it's too soon to mention how I've begun to feel that I want your attention. This time it is for real. Oh baby, love me like you did last night. I wanna
have found someone who is just as crazy as me, or is it just